Hi class, once again, today is day 3 of your language arts package and we're focusing on the different parts of speech, the different figures of speech. Now these are figures of speech, and figures of speech is just a way of saying something in a special way, in different special ways. And some of these ways are simile, that we'll be going over today, metaphors, personifications, alliteration, we touched a little bit of that, onomatopoeias, we touched a little bit of that, hyperboles, and idioms. Now, we won't be touching all of them this time, but we'll be touching at least 4 of them. We're going in depth with 4 of them. Today and tomorrow is similes and personification, so you can be able to figure them out when you are reading a poem. Okay, so the definition you have, I would like to read it out aloud for you again, is a figure of speech is a phrase or word having different meaning than its literal meaning. Okay, so you might say something but it doesn't mean literal. Like, for example, I might say some of them. So a figure of speech is a phrase of words having different meaning than its literal meaning. It conveys the meaning by identifying and comparing one thing to another, which has connotation or meaning familiar to the audience. That is why it is helpful to create vivid rhetorical effects. So that's what it means. We're going to go over it. Now, the first thing we want to deal with is simile. I won't get into the meaning as yet, but I am going to have you look at these pictures. When you're writing similes, you compare usually 2 things. Most of the time, 2 things you compare. Today, I want to compare a girl and I want to compare the sun. And I'm sorry that my picture isn't much more vivid. I didn't have any poster that I made for it. So whenever you have to write a simile, you think about things you need to compare. What do they have in common? A girl has, I'll say this girl has blue eyes. I say she has blonde hair. And I say she has a bright smile. I want to compare the sun. The sun is round, it's yellow, and it's bright. Now, I find something that they are familiar with, that they have the same thing in common. Because it says that a simile is the comparison of 2 things using the word like or as. And I put as blank as, because that's what the other, it's a pattern that you need to use for that section. So I'm going to compare this. I'm going to say, okay, I can use the word bright for the girl, and I can use the word bright as well for the sun. So I will say, the girl's smile is as bright as the sun. For this one, I use the pattern as. I can write it just using the word like as well too. I can say, the girl smile is bright, sorry about that, is bright like the sun. Right? So I can use both. I can use the as pattern, or I can use the like pattern. The girl's smile is as bright as the sun. The girl's smile is bright like the sun. I'm just using the word like. Okay? So let us go into some examples of how we can actually use similes or write similes. I have 5 that has the as pattern and 5 that just has the like pattern. And we can see how we compare them. So we can find what is being compared. So, okay, so I have 10 similes that I have written for you up here so that we can compare them and we can talk about the literal meaning and then talk about what it really means, okay? All right, let's double check something. All right, the first one is, today I'm feeling as fresh as daisy. Right? What is a daisy? A daisy is a flower. And when you feel fresh, maybe you are in the breeze and you feel cool, and maybe just took a bath and you feel fresh. So they're comparing you and they're comparing Daisy. So they're comparing you and Daisy. And how do you feel? Fresh. And right here we're using the as pattern. The next one is, John runs as fast as lightning. Do you think someone can run as fast as lightning? You know, a lightning goes fast. It comes from the sky. It just comes down like a bolt of fire. So can he really run as fast as lightning? No, he can't. But they're comparing how fast he runs with the lightning. So they're comparing John running and lightning. And they're using as pattern. And they're saying that they run fast. The other one is, my best friend is as stubborn as a mule. A mule is an animal, right? Friend is a person. And they're comparing that friend with a mule, and they're saying that they are stubborn. So they're using the as pattern. Cannot be really, we know that sometimes when a mule or a donkey doesn't want to move, they might just stay right there. Nothing that you can do. You can have them move. And then there are some people that are stubborn because you tell them to do something, or you ask them if what they think about something, and you're trying to convince them that, you know, their thinking isn't correct, and they just don't want to do it. They don't want to hear you. They just keep to their mindset, and that's what you call stubborn. The other one is, after the meal I feel as fat as a pig. They're comparing a person with a pig, and they're saying that they're fat. So they're saying they're fat, and they use it as pattern. So sometimes I feel like that when I sit for Christmas. Oh my, I ate so much I felt like I was fat like a pig. Okay, without my glasses, I'm as blind as a bat. It's not true, I'm not really blind as a bat, but we're just talking, right? They're comparing person, glasses, this person, they're comparing this person with a bat. A bat is blind during the day, you can't see, right? So they say blind as a bat, but a bat can't see. Alright, the other one is, they fought like cats and dogs. So they're comparing these persons, whoever they are, to cats and dogs. And they just use the word like. Cats and dogs, you know that usually dogs don't like cats and cats don't like dogs. So they will usually be fighting. Nowadays, I see dogs and cats being friends. I don't know about you. Last night, I slept like a dog, right? So they're comparing how you slept last night to a dog. That means you slept soundly and quietly, probably. Some dogs sleep hard, whereas some dog doesn't. So they just use the word like. Don't just sit there like a bum on a log. That means you're just sitting there not doing anything. And they're comparing like. Watching the news was like watching grass grow. This is being compared here. Grass grow fast or slow? Go slow. So he's probably saying that when he was watching the news, the time was going really slow and it was probably boring. So that's probably the literal meaning, right? But Who can sit down and watch grass grow? Nobody. We just know the grass grow when we look at it probably 2-3 days. Oh, the grass is growing, but we can't sit down and watch grass grow. So, and they compare it with like, she leaped over the fence like a wild cat. How many of you see cats that just running so fast like they fly and all, right? So they're comparing how this person, a girl, jumped over the fence like a wild cat. That means she was in a hurry, she was in a rush, and she just jumped across. But she's not a wild cat, right? So just comparing her actions. So those are 10 similes that I hope you guys understood. All right, so next we'll do day 4, which is personification. All right, have a great day.